how to get reported by everyone, how to deal with dangerous opponents, how to catfish dudes, how to counter enemy cats. You'll know it all. We touch in 3 tigers today: the H, the P, and the E. And let me tell you something, they're pretty different. Let's check the H model real quick. Your right side is your strong side and your left side is your weak side. That is because if you peek with your left side first, your commander cupola will show first and then your cannon will follow. But if you peek through the right side, then there's no commander cupola and your cannon will show first. And if you do it right, well, then there's no real way to penetrate you. And actually, this rule applies to pretty much every single tiger, which is insanely powerful, and it's one of your main weapons that you're gonna be using to like attack and be aggressive with cats. Everybody knows that with Tiger Age, you always must angle, but people don't really know how to angle, because if you angle like so, obviously it's just death, because the front plate won't handle anything. But if you make this angle, then it's also no good, because this plate right over here is a weak spot. So if you over angle it, you're just gonna get one-shotter over there. So whenever you see an enemy tiger over angling like so, just send one shot right over there and you'll see them instantly complain in the chat. It's gonna be beautiful. So to make a correct angle to minimize your weak spot, just look at this indicator right over here, and if your cannon is on this part of the track, you're golden. If your cannon is here, you die from a side shot. If your cannon is here, then your front plate is just gonna give out. That's why some people decide to cover this weak spot with bushes instead of covering the entire tank, because it increases survivability even further than covering the tank itself. Surprise test right now! Enemy tiger looking at you. Where are you gonna shoot? You can write it in the comments, A, B, or C. What kind of angle is that, right? Just get out of here, level 3. That's not even an angle. Front plate and that's it, you gone. Another tiger started peeking you through that corner right over here. Where you gonna shoot? A, B, or C? Yes, of course, B. Yes, it's the sweetest weak spot ever. And Elijah to life, his buddies are dead. He's confused. He's lost. And you about to send one. A, B, or C? C, of course. Nice job, guys. I'm proud of you. It's too easy for you. Too easy for you, boys and gentlemen. If you subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. So now, by knowing how to counter enemy tigers, you know what mistakes not to make. And now you guys notice that we never shot the upper side of the tiger plate. Why shoot this extremely armored plate right over here when there's this juicy weak spot right below it?
Wait, Gladiator. So these wood piles are absolutely useless because nobody shoots there anyways?
Yes, you are 100% correct. But what is OP about the premium tigers is that free version has these insanely annoying things. They might be like for smoke grenades or something. I don't know. I really don't know. But they limit your cannon movement and it's just unbelievably annoying. But premium tigers don't have this thing. That's why they're much better than the free version. The strongest 5.7 tiger is the West Tiger. And that is because it has this amazingly beautifully placed track right over here, which reduces your weak spot for smaller tanks than you by pretty much 40%. That is insane. It's crazy how many times this track saved my life, because everybody's going to shoot for a commander cupola and they're just gonna keep hitting the track itself. So yeah, and if they hit that track, that's it. They're gonna bounce off. It's amazing. It's just beautiful. Plus these tracks up front, they're gonna make the gameplay with tigers a little bit more forgiving if you under angle. Premium tigers are amazing, probably one of the most beginner-friendly premium tanks there are. Basically, with all H and E versions of Tiger, you should feel paranoid going straight forward whenever you think that there's an enemy somewhere close, because you can get one-shotted very easily. Always zigzag. Obviously, if there's no enemies around, you can just go straight forward, but if you think that someone's close, someone might be behind a corner, ziggity zaggity all the way. There's this thing with tigers. You're probably never gonna get to the top. Just get used to 6.3 and 7.0. It's gonna be your home pretty much forever. Because out of 30 matches that I played, I got up tier 30 times, bro. 30! Jesus Christ. So on the bright side, you can get nukes. On the bad side, T-2065 is just a massive pain in the ass to deal with it. And super jumbos are extremely dangerous too. Oh man, T-34s, Jesus Christ, man. So if that's the case and you see like a big boy behind a corner, you can tank a shot, but you must be very careful. It's very risky, but you can do it definitely. Basically, if they're really stupid, you can catfish them. All you have to do is peek out by showing your side like so. Make it super steep. Don't give them a chance. Just make it overly steep. Let them shoot you, bounce, and then you peek and oh my god,
It's a super jumbo. Remember,
Shermans have the same weak spot that you have, but it's even weaker for him. So if that lady boy is angling, you just listen. He's out. If he's looking straight towards you, then go for machine gun port. Just don't panic, calm down, all that kind of stuff. Take your time and send it right over there. All you need is this shell right over here, the normal one. Don't use the Panzer Grenade 39. Yes, it has a tiny bit more penetration. However, that penetration makes zero difference. However, it deals 3 to 4 times less damage, which is insane, dude. So when with Panzer Grenade, you automatically just one-shot super jumbos, you overpressure them. With this shell, you might not even finish them off. And guess what? Then it's his turn. Now you're in danger. Also, take few hits for like anti-airs. All right, Jumbo is gone. Now it's IS-1. You can catfish him with your front plate, right? Because his cannon is weaker. He's more like on your level, right? He's also a 5.7. So yes, you can scrape shots as well. It's super effective. It's a little bit safer, but it takes more time to set up. So yeah, what you can do is just expose the front plate and just don't show the weak spotter. And you see this guy just keeps bouncing. He's just shooting at that machine gun port thinking it's a weak spot for us. Like, come on.
Sure it is. Yeah, keep going. Keep doing that.
Now, when it comes to shooting IS-1, the body shots, they're very, very inconsistent. You can shoot these cheeks right over here, or just in most cases, the safest bet is going for Commander Booba all the time. Just go over there. It's always going to one-shot them if you're using the PZGR shell. Now let's check the Tiger Porsche. Similar rules. Right side is strong, left side is weak. However, Tiger Porsche has these weak spots right over here, and pretty much everybody knows about them right now. And if you get hit right over there, your ammo rack is right behind them, so it's game over. But if you play every map counterclockwise with Tiger Porsche, you can pretty much be invincible. It's crazy though. Obviously, it's not effective for every map. Some maps, they don't give you the option to play counterclockwise all the time. However, if you can peek corners like so. Make a little bit of an angle so that your weak spot would be too steep to penetrate. It would just always ricochet, and that's it. You keep this part covered by some rubble or a house, whatever, and it's just your cannon showing and your body, which is impenetrable. This position is so strong, it's crazy. You can just move back and forth a little bit so that you wouldn't get hit in the cannon, because dudes will get so desperate. The only thing they can do is hit your cannon. So expect them to go for it, because there's no real way of penetrating you at all. Basically, if this indicator is showing that your cannon is barely touching this track right over here, then you're doing it in a perfect way. You can just turn your camera angle to just make sure that your weak spot isn't peeking over, and you're gonna be golden, bro. Obviously, you can increase Porsche survivability further by just putting bushes right over here and there. It's just, then it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It will be way more forgiving, but you know, you gotta learn the proper way anyways. And the last boy, Tigris and Tigris, which are basically Tiger Age, but with even smaller commander weak spot, which allows you to be even more aggressive because both sides are pretty much your strong sides at this point. Obviously, your left side is still weaker because there is a chance of you getting hit over there, but it's a very, very small chance. I mean, if you angle this guy, even King Tigers can't penetrate you. It's crazy, dude. You move back and forth a little bit, it's just gonna be insane. And I mean, if King Tiger can't penetrate you, pretty much nobody can. Obviously, as you get more and more advanced with angling, you'll start feeling where the enemy is aiming. Like, is he aiming at your right plate? You steepen it. And you see that he's turning his cannon towards your front plate. Bam, you instantly steepen that. He shoots, he bounces. You're going to be extremely frustrating Tiger to deal with. It's just, you're going to be a massive headache. Like, after lots of battles, you'll develop a feeling when they're going to shoot. It's just going to be beautiful. It's going to be super OP. But for now, just stick to the basics, and it's just gonna be good as well. You're gonna be dominating, dudes. Just remember this rule. If it's a big fat cannon, you can't out angle it. It's how it works. You can only try to scrape the shot, and that is it. How to deal with these guys right over here, because they're going to be your main opponent most of the time. For T-26C5, Commander Cupola, or the size of the turret ring, but these spots are very hard to hit and might be inconsistent at first. M26 Pershing, this slice right over here, machine gun port is completely weak spot, and the sides of the lower plate. Plus, like, these triplexes you can try to shoot over there, but it's not very consistent. I mean, this is probably like the worst thing to meet. Sides of the lower plate and sides of machine gun port, because the machine gun port isn't a weak spot, but the sides of it are. And maybe these triplexes right over here, but it's super difficult to hit these parts, so yeah, It's just your best bet when dealing with these guys, just break their cannon. It's just, you know, it plays both ways. They're gonna break your cannon, you're trying to break their cannon. Just know that it's going to be a very, very tough fight against these guys. And, you know, it's just the matchmaker right now for Tigers is horrible. And I completely understand when they say Germany suffers. I mean, yeah, I played thousands of hours. I know the weak spots. I can go for them. But for the new player, Jesus Christ, they actually do suffer because of this simple inconsistency. For T26C5, impenetrable. For M26, it's a weak spot. But for T34, it's strong in the center, but weak on the sides. It's just, listen, how acoustic do you have to be to remember such detail? Talking about mentally special teams. Everybody knows that German mains are clinically blind, and still some people get surprised whenever they ask for help, but they didn't receive it on time. Bro, it's German mains. But aside all that, teammates are actually extremely useful as meat. What you must do is you let them do their thing and use them as fish bait. They get hit and you trade them. It's super simple, bro. So many frags over there, bro. It's crazy. And yes, while your team gonna be sitting with top 3 frags across 14 players, you're gonna be sitting at a comfortable 9 all the time. But do not stand close to them. I repeat, do not do that. It's a massive mistake. Because, and you probably noticed yourself this 1,000 times, enemy is going to shoot at you, not at your meat teammate.
Gladiator, but why does this happen to me all the time?
Well, it's actually very, very simple. Let's reverse the roles, and you are now the enemy eyes too. Which of these 2 guys is a priority target for you? Of course, the guy that's looking at you. He's way more dangerous. He noticed you already. You're gonna go for this guy, right? And this dude, let's just not talk about that guy, all right? It is what it is, man. That's why you keep a little bit of a distance and you'll be good. Let enemy hit your teammates. Don't try to save them. They're already dead. Like, there's no saving them. And then you peek and then you trade them. All you got to do now is be aggressive. Trade your teammates angle, and most importantly, don't be afraid of fail. Go in there, smack some boys. Remember these indicators right over there. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff. The best indicator right over there, actually. Yeah, see you guys. See you, gentlemen. Yeah.
Well done.